Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I, Young.
Tonight we're talking about E3 and its being downsidedness.
Talk about some of the Xbox 360 demos.
A little bit of coverage of Destroy All Humans 2.
And Starcraft 2 has officially been announced.
Yes. No.
No, it really hasn't.
No, it really hasn't.
There's
rumors. We just thought it sounded better to say Starcraft 2 announced. It's
a
really sensationalist thing, but actually it hasn't been announced.
We can't screw it up. We should have left. We should have said we'll talk about that at the end of the podcast.
We should have.
And then people would have been, oh my god.
They would have had a reason to listen.
or at least skip to the end.
Skip to the end.
And hear the ending music. That's good.
And then back off a bit.
Right. Well, it's not Starcraft 2 hasn't been out. Actually, nothing has been said about
There's
Starcraft
not
2.
a damn thing.
This is actually complete rumor based on the fact that Blizzard have put a job posting on their website for a RTS designer.
Now,
this is
must have experience in RTSs.
RTSs, yeah. Now, I mean, Blizzard are very well known for the Warcraft RTS games and the Starcraft RTS games, and I can't see them doing a Warcraft 4.
No, I can't either. The Warcraft universe has kind of moved into the...
It's sort of moved into World of Warcraft, and I don't think it's really necessary.
But there is one thing that hangs out that is an RTS that was mildly successful that has never really been followed up.
Yeah.
So...
Starcraft?
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Oh, right, okay.
Thanks for clearing that up for those of our listeners who are deaf and or retarded.
Yeah, think about it for a second. Blizzard just have some of the best... I was just about to say breast. Some of the breast franchises.
Yeah, they have breast franchises. Breast franchises. Nice. They do. When you look at some of the things they've got, like Diablo, Starcraft, Warcraft, some of those games actually made money. I think they've broken even on World of Warcraft so far.
I think the point is that they made games with original their own IP, intellectual properties, like their original games, unique games, and they did so well that now they're in a position where they can literally be working on a game and go to their publisher. No, we're not going to release it yet. Actually, we're going to spend another 2 or 3 years actually developing because we're just not too happy with it.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any other developer in the world that can actually do that.
I think ID and Valve do that.
ID and Valve would be
if you had Half-Life 3, if you were a publisher and they were making you Half-Life 3, would you rush them? I don't think I would. I'd say take your time.
But then again, see that they only have.
Yeah, mate.
To be honest, Valve only have the one killer title sort of thing, which is the Half-Life.
Yeah, that is true.
Game sort of thing, and even then they sort of screwed up with the whole. Remember the whole debacle around Half-Life 2? You know, all the source code's been stolen, it's not coming out for a year, and whoops, it just wasn't finished, sort of thing. I wouldn't consider that the same sort of time frame freedom that Blizzard.
No, I'm not saying that it is, but I'd still say they'd have a fair bit of respect.
ID though, I think you got.
Yeah,
that
ID
right.
would.
They can go. Yes, we're making Quake 5.
Yeah.
And we'll take as long as we need to make the next engine.
Yeah.
Game engine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You do that.
Yeah. This one has twice the realism on the shadows.
Yeah. Well, what we're thinking of doing is setting it in a dark series of corridors.
Yeah. For a change.
Yes.
Anyway, got nothing else.
Anyway, yeah. There's really no more information than that. But it does seem likely that if they're going to be working on an RTS, it's going to be.
I'm a massive Starcraft fan.
By which he means he's a fan and he's massive.
In our top 50,
but only like.
When me and Matt listed our top 50 games of all time, we actually did 2 separate lists.
Yeah.
And then we actually compared them and we looked at the ones that we both said, yes, these ones are brilliant. And sort of, if StarCraft was one that I actually had number 1 on my list. It was my number 1 game of all time. And because Matt didn't even have it on his list at all, it ended up ranking down number 7 overall, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to me it was fun, but it wasn't that good.
I thought it was
just another
brilliant.
RTS.
I thought it was. I actually have. I was talking to my mate the other day who's running a LAN soon, and they're actually getting a whole bunch of laptops together. And I'm like, I'd go some Starcraft. I'd go some land-based Starcraft. He's like, yeah, that's on the cards. No other game that's that old.
Yeah,
can seriously,
Yeah. I mean, it helps that it's an RTS, which was never about having the fanciest graphics.
No.
Because it has dated. Like,
yeah.
You see it now, and it's like...
seriously, someone just needs to take Starcraft and just make it capable of displaying at a resolution that's more than... Is it 640 by 480?
Whatever the original was.
Do you
know what really appealed to me way back in the day?
In the day? Because it's night time now.
Yeah. They know that because it's the Friday night podcast.
Yes.
No, not that long ago, maybe 6 months ago, there was announcements or rumours of announcements or announcements of rumours. I can't remember which one they did.
World of Starcraft?
No, that was funny, but that wasn't what I was going to say. No, a Nintendo DS Starcraft. Could you imagine playing Starcraft on the DS connected over the internet to other players? That would rock my world.
Would it?
Well, fairly, yeah. That would be pretty good.
Okay.
Don't you think? No, don't you think it would be fun to be able to just...
I don't know, to be honest...
Play Starcraft against other humans from anywhere.
To be honest, I haven't actually played the DS all that much to be able to know what online features are really, honestly, truly like, so...
Well, who gives a crap once you're playing Starcraft? It's just Starcraft.
It's a small
who cares?
Screen, though, dude. Like, most RTSs or most games for the DS Lite have to be manufactured specifically for it, because that screen is... Sorry, I could not imagine controlling a Zerg army on a screen that small.
You're a Zerg army.
Yeah, fantastic comeback there. Such wit, such intelligence. Thank God you're the writer of BrizChat. Australian Gamer.
What are you pimping your other sites now?
I got that one on the mind at the moment. It's annoying me. Enough. They're all annoying me.
Yeah.
I hope no one listens to this.
No one listens to this.
I drank too much sangria tonight.
Did you?
I had Mexican tonight, actually.
Ah, nice.
And you could buy a glass of sangria.
Yeah.
Or half a litre jug. And the half litre jug was the same price as 2 glasses.
That's a no-brainer. Literally, in 2 ways.
It was just like, well, I reckon I'm going to buy 2 glasses of this. I may as well buy a jug.
Yeah.
But the person I was with was driving, and they couldn't drink.
So you had to drink the jug, because otherwise it would just go to waste.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes, that makes sense.
Let's move on.
Let's move on really quickly.
Look, the hot topic this week. The big news is E3 being downsized, I guess, is the way to say it. I mean, there was a rumour going around not too long ago that it's going to be cancelled or it's finished.
Yeah, it went from being cancelled to being downsized. The rumours of its cancelling got downsized to being downsized.
Right.
Which I thought was cool. Also, I hate the word downsized because it is stupid.
It sounds like everyone's getting fired or something.
Well, that's the term. That's the context it's most often used in. But even then, downsized. What's downsized? The word is shrunk.
The size is going down.
The word is shrunk.
Okay, it's shrunk. Okay.
There's an actual word for it.
All right. Settle down, Mr. Words. Mr. Correct punctuation.
Then again, grow, shrink. I'm just thinking, like when you upsize your burger, your value meal. That's kind of the same.
Do you reckon
concept,
if you bought,
equally stupid.
If you actually said, "Can I please have a large Big Mac meal? Can I downsize that to medium?"
They'd probably look at you like the idiot you are.
Yeah, I mean, sure that.
But the people
look, they're McDonald's staff,
anyway.
Right? As soon as they actually look at you, they just sort of look through you, look past you. They look out the doors and go, "I wish."
I consider that a date, pretty much.
What?
Ordering McDonald's. That's
really?
The closest I get to female company. I get to talk to a girl.
Closest you get to female company is when a girl says, "Would you like fries?"
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All of my dates end the same.
When they give you your change.
Will you dine here or take away? And I like to say, when they ask me if I'll eat here or take away, I usually say I can't eat here because it's just a queue, and they just look at me like
actually,
I'm
sorry,
scum,
a little bit of trivia here about Matt, and this actually used to really, really annoy me when we go through drive-through, pick up some takeaway. I'd get the bag handed to me, sort of thing. And if it had taken a while, the chick, would always the thing would always say, "Sorry about the wait." And Matt would turn around in his smart ass reply, "No, we'll pick it up and down. No, it's not that heavy. It's all good."
Yeah, they look at me strangely. The other good thing is, if I get a quarter pounder, which I usually do, I then just say, "Why? It's only a quarter of a pound." And then they look at me and just go, because then there's two mental connections that have to be made, which when you work at a McDonald's is way too many.
I'll tell you what, next time you go to a McDonald's, go up there, and when you're ordering your meal, order a chick steak as well. Yeah, and just see them do a double take for a second. Just go, "Yeah, can't have a large Big Mac meal, but can't have a chick steak with that." And just see them go, "Yeah, oh, yep, yes, sir. Is that chocolate or strawberry?"
They have a script, and they're like robots. They're like those, machines that they use to make cars that just go, blah blah. They put on a door.
Okay,
that's all they do.
Yep.
They're like that. That's all
Right.
they can do. They have this one action that they're programmed to perform, and if you make them move out of that and become human again,
yeah, that just would ruin their day.
I think it makes their day sometimes.
Did you ever work at a fast food chain?
No, I didn't.
God,
No.
Did you have a privileged upbringing? Did you?
No, I just had no money.
Oh, all right.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Neither did I, actually.
Whatever.
I have no respect for it.
Whatever. Alright, we were talking about E3.
E3. It's being downsized, and I think
some call it rationalised, actually. Because the E3 was just getting a bit stupid. It was stupidly large.
Well, what are they doing? They're now putting it at a hotel.
Yep.
It's going to be conference rooms, a lot smaller.
The only thing you have to show, you can show in the conference rooms.
Yeah.
No giant showroom floor.
And I mean, realistically, fair enough, because in the last one, all the actual games, most of the game footage and most of the interesting stuff was actually shown behind closed doors.
Yeah.
With the exception of the opening conferences from Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo.
Which could have just as easily been done in conferences, and in fact were. They weren't done at the show. They were done outside the show.
I think the interesting thing is that I didn't turn my email off. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yoke has new mail.
My fault.
What is it? Was it make her come? What?
No. Okay. Settle down. Spam. It's spam, I swear.
Sure. It's just spam that's aware of your limitations. It's really smart spam. Yeah.
Some of the weirdest.
You sent me that.
It was so good. I forwarded it to Matt actually.
Yeah.
What was it?
The subject line was "Make your dick as attractive as your face," which I thought was a particularly interesting way of putting it.
Well, yeah, it was like that's
bizarrely random.
Pretty funny actually. I just had this image of a guy with a penis face actually. He's going, "Really? Great."
Yeah.
Lowered the level.
No, not really. E3. Back on E3.
Yeah, sorry.
If we can get Yoga off penises for a second.
Right.
Just a second.
I did want to say that of all the people that I talked to from a lot of the Australian game sites and media who actually went over there, a lot of the response from basically everyone was just, yeah, no, it was good, but my God, am I tired, and there was too much to take in, and it's like they didn't enjoy it. They actually did not enjoy it. It was too much, too full on, and too much waiting.
Yeah, too many
waiting
queues.
in lines, waiting in queues. It's a industry event.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be queues like that.
The numbers have skyrocketed. Apparently, it's way too easy to get tickets.
It's now a public event basically. It's even though it's an industry event. It's a shame that it's being downsized because it really is the flagship event that's being showcased to the rest of the world. I mean, it's the only gaming event that I know of that's actually talked about in normal media and publications. You don't hear about Space World on like news.com.au. You know what I mean, or stuff like that.
Largely because there is no Space World and it no longer exists. That
Tokyo Game Show
would make it less popular.
Tokyo Game Show.
I mean, the news companies aren't just going to say, a couple of years ago there was something called Space World.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, TGS.
You know what I mean.
The Tokyo Game Show. I know what you mean. It's always been a big deal, and it's always been a big thing in that it's been so big that companies will save up all their news, announce everything cool at E3 and then nothing for a couple of months.
It was interesting. Even we had that issue. I remember when we went to Supernova, we were talking about to all the local game developers here. Pandemic.
That was about
hey, can you show us
2 weeks before?
Can you show us Destroy Humans 2 and Chrome? Hey, can you tell us? Show us some stuff. And all of them were like, no, we can't, because E3 is coming up in 2 weeks, and that's where you show your stuff.
Yeah.
Because the publicity there is just absolutely massive. You don't want to jump the gun. Yeah,
so we actually think they would have been better off getting exclusive features on
Australian Gamer. But absolutely.
Apparently they thought GameSpot's better.
Don't know why. Crazy.
Who understands these crazy marketing people?
And what they're basically saying is that a lot of the big publishers already have their own smaller trade shows where they can show off their own games to people in the industry, which is true. Microsoft, Sony, EA, THQ, Ubisoft, they've all got their own actual shows that they have, or their own events that they have where they show off their games. They invite the media.
Imagine
in Sydney. And Ubisoft THQ just had one the other night as well. Ubisoft has one coming up down in Sydney, and things like that. It's like media can go to them. What bothers me a little bit, or what worries me a little bit, is games and game companies and developers and things like that. The smaller ones, the quirkier ones, the ones that haven't been bought by EA yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the ones that aren't with a massive publisher or even
we know
the smaller
what smaller
publishers
independent
for that
ones means. You don't.
But even the smaller publishers, there are other games out. Go to a game store and look at some of the titles that you would never usually look at, basically, and look at those game publishers and things like that as well. What are they going to do? They can't have their own trade show or stuff like that.
No, but that's the point. E3 will still exist, but in a smaller. So those companies.
But that's what I'm saying. How much is it actually going to cut out? It might cut out all the glamour, all the excessive booths, all the glitz and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean the numbers are going to be any different. Do you know what I mean? How are they going to cut out the sheer amount of information that happens during E3?
Well, I think by streamlining the whole process, because how much information is actually given out? Realistically, not that much. Most of the time that people were complaining about was waiting in lines. It was not being explained.
But that's only for that was only for to play stuff like the Wii or the big, really big stuff, and to actually see stuff behind closed doors. Most of the time, or most of the just information that was overwhelming was because there was so much stuff.
I actually think a different format might well give more independent companies better access to journalists.
I'll be interested. To be honest, I've never been to E3.
No.
Matt's never been to E3. We'd love to go to E3. We will plan to go to E3 next year.
Yeah.
But for me, the closest thing I've got is the Eka.
Yeah, it must be just like the Eka.
It reminds me of the Eka, the show bag hall sort of thing.
It's like the dog show at the Eka, I reckon. It's exactly like that.
Really?
Yeah, the bull, or when they have the bulls come out,
the bulls
they judge
come out,
the bulls. Yeah, I reckon it's like that.
That's what the Australian E3 would be like.
Yeah, it would be. There was one other thing that I think has been overlooked a little bit in the whole E3 downsizing issue. Booth babes.
Well, they weren't even there this year.
Really?
Yeah. There was a big controversy about that.
That's right, before it. Bring back the booth babes. But I think that instead of just having them as booth babes, they should have them as hotel room babes.
I can see where this is going.
No, you
it's
can't.
Not going to be good.
I'm just saying, if you're going to have a bunch of hot girls wandering around, you might as well pay them for some extra services for some important journalists like us.
We've just lost all credibility with the female gamers that read the site, and there are some.
No, I think women understand that men are dirty. I think if they haven't figured that out yet, there is no hope for them anyway. Besides, women are far dirtier than men.
You're dirty.
A good comeback.
You're a woman.
Yeah. Anyway.
Xbox 360 demos. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this because Saints Row came out. The demo on the Xbox 360 the other day. Or the other night, to which everyone started downloading it, and it took me all night to download
you bastard.
The bugger.
Get off Xbox Live when Yug wants to download stuff.
Come on here, Of course, AJ has actually already previewed the full game, and you can read his preview online. And most people were fairly underwhelmed by the demo. Myself, I was a little bit disappointed at the frame rates.
I was neither underwhelmed nor overwhelmed. Merely whelmed.
Just generally whelmed.
Generally whelmed.
Right.
I felt quite whelmed.
Right. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's one of those weird words that seems to have no meaning whatsoever.
Fair enough. I actually, surprising, and this really surprised me. The thing that impressed me the most out of the game was actually the characters, the voice acting, and the story.
Yeah, the thing that failed to impress me was the graphics. In some areas, I thought it looked really good.
See, I always thought that Saints Row was sort of an indication of what Grand Theft Auto, the series, would look like on the next generation of systems.
Or something, yeah.
And I just don't think that... I mean, great, good demo, good, but from what AJ was saying, and from reading his preview, we really didn't even get a chance to see much of what it was about. And look, the graphics are great initially, but that sounds like there's so much more to the game than what we were possibly actually seeing and playing.
Well, I thought there was also a bit of a duality to the graphics. I thought, for example, the scenery, the backgrounds, some of the like there's a church pretty much as soon as the game starts. It looks amazing, so detailed, so realistic. But the people, I thought, looked terrible.
Yeah,
they looked like they were quite low polygon.
No, actually, I didn't actually find that at all. I actually thought they were pretty good. The main guy, who's this big black Samuel L. Jackson looking guy, I thought he looked really cool. Actually, he had really good movement about him.
I just thought it looked dodgy.
I only saw like 2 minutes of it.
I, more than that, but in any case, I think part of it was that it was by comparison to 99
Nights, which the other demo, I'm not sure.
Looked amazing.
I'm not sure how long 99 Nights has actually been out on the 360. I know it's fairly new, but it didn't come out just the other night. But I downloaded it at the same time I downloaded Saints Row, and my God, that game is so much fun. It looks so cool, and it looks so pretty.
Yeah.
There's just something...
Now, why don't the characters in Saints Row look as good as the main character in 99 Nights?
I think because the characters in... Actually, I have no idea the answer to that. I would say that it has to do with the amount of scripting of the actual movement of the characters through the cutscenes that needs to be done or something like that. There's a difference between an action game and a full living, breathing environment sort of thing.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I just... because we were looking at the armor of the people and the detail and the crispness and all that kind of stuff, and the level of detail in that was so far beyond Saints Row.
Yeah, but the other thing...
I know what you mean.
The other thing you've got to consider with Saints Row is that there is no loading at all.
No? That's interesting.
Even when you go into the buildings and out of the buildings, no loading.
That's cool and everything, but that's utterly unrelated to my point. Great, that's good.
See, I actually didn't think the scenery in 99 Nights was all that great. What was amazing was the amount of characters on screen at any one time. There's a bit right at the beginning of the movie The Lord of the Rings, the very first one, where it's got the big, huge bad guy, Sauron, is it?
Yeah.
And he stands up and he just grabs his big axe thing and just swings it and starts knocking all the guys just out of the way, and they're just flying away in groups of 20, flying through the air as he just knocks them away. There are a couple of bits in 99 Nights where that exact thing happened. You'd take a swipe and just 20 enemies would just go flying into the air. It was great.
Yeah, it was cool. It looked like a lot of fun. I was quite impressed with it. Yeah. It's actually one of the first games I've seen that's made me think, Xbox 360.
Ghost Recon was the first one that did that for me, to be honest.
I must admit, Lost Planet also I found really interesting.
There's some which are really coming into their own now.
It takes a little while sometimes for a console to build up a bit of momentum and get up enough games that you start to get over the hype and look at some seriously good games.
Yep.
And it will have a bit of Resident Evil action happening down the track as well, which makes me both hard and wet. I'm not quite sure why wet.
And I don't... Yeah, okay. Yeah, the other demo I downloaded was Rockstar's table tennis.
Oh, really?
Once again, I'm not sure how long that one's been available for. It's just every so often, like there'll be a demo that everyone's going, "Oh my god, you have to download this demo. It's just come out," and then I'll go to download it and go, "Oh, there's all these other ones there," and I'll really enjoy it. That's actually one of the. It's surprising.
See, I play table tennis every day for about an hour.
I'll have to show you then. Actually, you'll have to have a look.
I've had a bit of a play of it in stores.
Oh, okay, what do you think?
I found the character tended to drift. Maybe it was just the way I was holding the controller and stuff, but I tended to wander off, and I was just never really quite sure what I was doing. I didn't know how to put spin on it.
I found that the first couple of goes, but as soon as I figured it out, it's pretty addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all. I just wanted to talk about those. Just especially when I say 99 Nights. If you got a 360, download it now because it's so good, so much
just
fun. I want to get it. I want to play it, and I will review it. So yeah.
I like the fact that the Xbox 360 can do this. Can download demos and play them live. It's good because it's kind of an equalizer of locations as well.
What do you mean?
In that there's nothing really stopping them from bringing out demos at the same time in Australia and the US.
I'll tell you what is starting to really annoy me though, right? And this is something that I picked up when I first got the 360. Now I got mine with the 20 gig hard drive on it, right? And as soon as I booted it up, it says 13 gig free. I'm like, that's bizarre. That's really strange. This is a 20 gig hard drive. And I think I read online or someone was saying, oh, it's the operating system. It's all it's the stuff that the Xbox needs to run. I'm like, okay,
that's big.
Right. Then how come the version without the hard drive can still run it all? Like, what's the deal with that? Does that have...
Yeah.
And it didn't bother me because I thought 13 gigs quite, it's a decent amount sort of thing, whatever. But it's not. After you've downloaded about 10 demos, which is not unreasonable.
No.
I like having those demos there to, occasionally show off. I've got the Burnout Revenge demo. That's a great show-off demo sort of thing when people come around and, just quick games to show off to people who haven't seen it before. It's like it's taking up a lot of room. I actually had to delete one or two the other day.
Yeah. Got
some music on there. It's like that's really annoying. Anyway, that's my gripe of the evening, of the week.
Yeah. So if anyone knows what's actually in that,
why is it
7 gigs?
That's 7 gigs. That's just
gig.
like
Windows XP isn't 7 gig, and it's got to handle hardware for.
There's got to be some explanation for this that I don't know of. So I could look into it, but frankly, I'm just gonna wait for someone to respond.
Yeah,
to this
someone else tell us so we don't have to look it up. Destroy All Humans 2.
We want to talk a little bit about this. We actually went into Pandemic Studios this week. And there'll be a feature on that coming up soon.
Yes, there will be.
We're not
after the weekend.
Not totally sure what we can and can't say. We did sign non-disclosure agreements,
which means we're not allowed to disclose. But we came to disclose, so we're a bit.
No, because we can disclose. We can do our feature, but they have to look over it first and go.
Yeah, no, I know.
So yeah, we actually did play, or we actually watched a lot of the game being played, but we can only talk about what we've seen in the trailer.
Can we?
Yeah.
We can give general impressions though, surely. Like, it looks quite funny. Are we allowed to say that?
Yes.
Or are they going to slap us with a lawsuit for saying...
It looks funny. I don't know if you've never played the Destroy Humans game before, the first one.
Yep.
I played the demo. I really liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yep.
Thought it was pretty funny. I can't remember why I didn't get the full version. I think I was just...
We just didn't
playing
get
some other stuff at that time. But I definitely want to play this one, especially after seeing this. It looks funny.
Yeah. It
looks genuinely funny and clever, and there's some different stuff you can do. I mean, all the same stuff from the first game you can do, the telekinesis, actually picking people up and throwing them around, and massive meteor strikes that you can actually target on people. You target someone and a massive meteor just flies down from the sky and just
there's another thing that very similar to Armed and Dangerous.
The shark gun, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a shark gun in that, and this it looked like a crocodile kind of thing.
Or
it's right at the end of the trailer.
Looks like something out of Tremors, actually.
Yeah, it's a very unpleasant beastie, and I don't think it's grabbing people and pulling them down to have cuddles.
To have coffee.
Spoon for a while.
Yeah, that's right. It's just, hey, come down
Going to be
here.
the big spoon? Or
the little spoon.
Yeah, so it does actually look really good. It does look funny. And I think we can mention the stat that John was talking about, right?
The one about the stat that holds in Australia.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because it's not official.
Oh, that sucks balls.
Yeah.
I hate this whole thing.
So, congratulations, Matt. You've just managed to tell all our listeners that there's something really cool, a particular stat that we can't actually tell anyone now.
What big deal?
No, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
I'd be annoyed. I am annoyed.
If you let it go, people would just go, oh, whatever. But anyway, yeah, so Destroy All Humans 2 does look like a great deal of fun. It does look good. And we're definitely looking forward to going and having an actual proper preview, which we should be organising soon.
Yeah, we'll go to THQ and do that. And
if you have any specific questions that you want us to ask, let us know, because we have to think of them beforehand. And usually fail to ask them anyway. But
that's true.
We had a good long conversation with John and one of the other guys there, Dylan.
Yeah, and it was good. We ended up, we had a little tape recorder and ended up clicking off about halfway through, and we're like, no, just leave it. It was actually quite enjoyable.
Talking crap anyway. Yeah, so we had a long discussion when I should have been at work, but hey, that was good.
Alright, well, we're going to finish off the podcast. Do you reckon this podcast has been boring? I don't know, it feels a little bland.
Yeah, I think we should probably do some sort of like dance.
We've been a little flat, I gotta be honest. It just feels like it's been... Yeah.
Well, it's kind of late.
It's been a bit of a meh. You actually woke me
up to do this. I was actually asleep.
I woke you up.
You woke me up.
You lazy bastard. You know, if I didn't drag your ass over here every time...
I've had 4 hours of sleep
every time I actually say to you, hey, by the way, you know, same as every single Thursday, hey, yeah, you know we're doing the podcast tonight. And your response every time is, oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, we are too.
And your response is the same every night as well. You're off getting pissed somewhere.
But
I have to wait for you to get back.
No, you don't.
Yes, I did.
I have to wait for you to actually leave work and actually, like, at some ungodly hour of the night to actually come here and do a podcast.
I wasn't at work.
And then you're grumpy.
I was at home, sleeping.
See, you're grumpy. Look at you. See? You're grumpy.
You're stupid.
That's not one of the dwarfs.
I'm grumpy and sleepy.
Alright.
And I'm going to have to go see the doc soon.
Thanks.
That's like a pun. It's like a Seven Dwarves pun.
Dopey.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I apologise if there's been a crap podcast.
I got no apologies. At least we're doing it. It's a contractual obligation, that's all.
Alright, thanks for tuning in everyone. We will talk to you.
Thank you when you've done that.
See ya.
See ya.